One of the biggest challenges our students often face is one of creating markers at speed. When we speed read, we use marker skills slightly differently from the way we create generic markers that we use to remember stuff. This is because at the speed we're covering concepts, it can be challenging and slow you down. So, how do we apply the concept of markers to speed reading given the rapid pace? First of all, we usually only have 1 or 2 markers per paragraph. Unless and until the images start popping up into our heads automatically, which should happen with prolonged time and practice, we do not try to create these markers in real time when we read the paragraph, because this way we would start switching tasks. Instead, we pause after each paragraph. We try to remember what we read for 1 or 2 seconds. That's usually enough to create markers, and even to link them up. The general ideas of the paragraph make these markers. Then, we try to remember everything in the paragraph that adds up information to the main idea, and visualize it as a detail of the marker. One technique that Lev likes to use is assigning an emotional color of the paragraph as a marker. Like I mentioned earlier, with time, you'll become faster and faster at creating the markers, and it'll become second nature. At that point, your brain will most likely create markers on the fly, as you read, or at the very least, it'll become second nature to assign markers when you reach the end of the paragraph. But this takes time and practice. So for now, it's okay to take a few seconds after each paragraph and link the markers up. You're still reading much faster and with more attention than you would if you were self-vocalizing. Occasionally, you may feel that you cannot finish the paragraph because you vocalize a word and your attention drifts off. This means that you need to stop and generate a marker. There will be several markers within a paragraph, and this is perfectly okay as long as you create an interesting and appealing animation or scheme to connect the markers. Remember what we learned in the previous section also. When you pre-read several paragraphs in a section, your brain has some time to come up with the possible markers before you actually need to use them. Although this may sound counterintuitive, pre-reading actually speeds up marker generation and makes them available for detail collection.